Hi everybody, this is a brief video overview of how to conduct your formal observation for your English language learner case study. So the purpose of this observation is to get direct observational data regarding how your cooperating teacher uses sheltered instruction techniques and differentiation to include English language learners in her classroom or his classroom and to promote the development of academic language. So those are kind of the things that you want to be thinking about as you're doing your observation. One thing would be to think about the feeling tone in the classroom environment. How is the teacher making students comfortable to participate? How does the teacher encourage different students to participate in different ways? And do you have any evidence of the teacher utilizing culturally or linguistically relevant teaching methods? Is there any use of the home language? Any examples or opportunities for students to share about their life experiences? Or any evidence that parents are involved in the classroom. You're also going to be looking for, like I said, sheltered instruction, which relates to providing comprehensible input and appropriate scaffolding, and the integration of language development with content area instruction. So that's sort of an overview. You're going to be focusing both on the teacher and what they're doing, as well as how your focal student is responding to instruction. So you want to make sure that your focal student is present when you conduct your observation. Your observation could be done in a whole class setting or in a small group if your teacher tends to do more of his or her teaching in small groups. That's perfectly fine. Just ask if you could please observe directly your teacher as they're working with that small group. That'd be great. All right, let me fix this just a little bit. So the observation protocol has basically, let's see here, it's got 4 sections. Well, the top section up here, you're going to just put down when you did your observation, the start and ending time. And this observation protocol, you're going to use it after you collect field notes. So first thing you want to do is just pick out a time of the day when you can observe. Tell your teacher, ask your teacher that you're going to be observing, and so that means you're not teaching. That means you're observing your teacher teach. And then you want to take field notes and really try to write down details with regards to both the questions asked by the teacher or the input provided by the teacher, as well as responses from students and particularly from your focal student. Please read over these guidelines for the formal observation prior to collecting your field notes for me. After you're done collecting your field notes, you're going to use this template to organize your field notes. And so the first part is related to the design of the lesson. How did it flow overall? And the second part relates to what specific techniques did the teacher utilize to provide comprehensible input? What kinds of grouping strategies were used? What kinds of opportunities for students to practice language in different ways? And that's where you would want to note the kinds of questioning utilized by the teacher, as well as don't forget to include your focal students' responses. That's real important. And then finally, did you notice any explicit attention to language, academic language development in the lesson? And so you would note that here. If you saw the teacher emphasizing vocabulary words or using sentence frames, anything along those lines, you would note it on the last part. The last section here is for you to reflect on what you learned about your teacher's instruction, as well as what you learned about your focal student. I'm including an example of an observation on As You Learn, so that you can kind of see the level of detail that I'm looking for. And I think that's about it. If you guys have any questions about conducting your observation, please let me know.